I firstly heard about epidemiology in my university, which is National Taiwan University Medical College, Department of Public Health. And before that, I actually studied forestry because of my curiosity in the distribution of plants, animals, and so on. And I went to the mountains to do some survey. And I realized that my physical condition is not very suitable to live in the mountains for a very long time. And I did some research on fish, and then I changed to Department of Public Health to survey for populations. I like to talk to people to understand particularly how to become happier and healthier. And I would like to thank to my mentor, Professor Jianren Chen. People know him very well, about Professor C.J. Chen. And he taught me epidemiology and also chronic disease epidemiology. And then I realized that by better environment, people could be happier and healthier. After graduations, I went to London to study for my MPhil and PhD in University College London. And I took several courses like those in London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. And I was supervised by Dr. John Fuller. And he let me believe that research could be a lifelong job. I also did a WHO project called MSVDD, multiple study of vascular disease in diabetes, to get to know vasculature differences in different populations from a total of 12 countries. And when I participated in the projects, I did a follow-up study for 7 countries, 7 centers. So I did went to Berlin, Warsaw, and Arizona, Japan to collect the data. That's very good experiences that I learned a lot from different professors and get to know the details about their health data and so on. I spent about 5 years in the United Kingdom from 1990 to 1995. The environment is so important because maybe hundreds of people died with diabetes, but only 12 died in Japan in the similar age group. Finally, I have training in NIHS, National Institute of Health, in the United States in the year 2012 and 2014. I did a little bit of work in Cambridge, osteoporosis, in the gerontology department. And then I went back to Taiwan to have my first job in Academia Sinica in Taipei. That's a postdoctoral researcher, but it's around 1 or 2 years, but my happiest time there. And still today, I still collaborate with those colleagues, very good friends. And then I did teaching in the university, in the medical school or Department of Public Health. Yeah, and I teach a lot, including epidemiology and maternal and child health. And it was quite a turning point that I got interested in maternal and child health, because I have 1 child born in the United Kingdom and 1 in Taiwan. And I realized that the environment affects the little ones very in a great deal. And afterwards, I have the opportunity to concentrate more on research to become a principal investigator in my current institute. And so I started a birth cohort in the year 2000. And we still follow the children every 2.5 years, like 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. And this year, we plan to follow them at the age of 21 years. it's surprising that prenatal environment, like in utero exposure to many kind of chemicals, could affect their system of neurocognitive and behavior, endocrine system, and also immune system like allergic diseases. I also initiate another bigger birth cohort study in the year 2012 after phthalate scandal. I think it is quite milestone to my job, quite focused on endocrine disruptors in the maternal and child health impacts. And I found some phthalate plasticizers are quite high in our little ones. And I'm afraid of publishing it because I still haven't got the answer. But later on, the Department of Health in Taiwan found people put phthalate plasticizers, cloudy agent materials, and to make juice and jelly more tasty and for longer life. And so that's the reason why the general population have quite high level. And afterwards, I was in the court to address the health impacts of those chemicals and so on. So afterwards, the regulations of plasticizer uses and the food packaging regulations were very stringent in Taiwan. And surprisingly, about 2 years later, I integrated the data and found not only phthalate, but also related chemicals like bisphenol A, paraben, and other related chemicals dropped down substantially. So I found the regulation can make big changes. Health education, environmental education is very important, and people can benefit a lot through the regulations and education. Particularly, the children don't have votes and so on. So it's quite important to have more environmental health protection. I firstly joined the ISEE in the year 2005 in Johannesburg. In South Africa, I still remember Tony Fletcher was the chair, and he was invited to the stage to have a dance performance. It's a good fun, and I'm very touched because history is the history, but together, working together and for the better environment. And then I stick to ISEE almost every year. And quite surprisingly, I joined the Hokkaido Asia meeting in the year 2016, where I get acquainted with Professor Kish and her group. And we have a lot of fun there. And then after that, I talked to Professor Zhan Changquan. He was actually from National Taiwan University as well. And he was the chair at that time, Asian chapter chair. And I proposed to him, why not we host the Asia conference in Taiwan as well? He said, oh, good idea. so you can organize it. And then I did organize one in Taiwan, and that's good fun. And afterwards, I was elected as a chapter chair in 2019. I get a lot of help from Professor Beata Ritz. Her guidance to revise the bylaw and to settle down the counselor. And now I serve as ISEE Asia and Western Pacific chapter from the year 2020. We have monthly council meeting, And we have over 170 members now. Thanks a lot to Atsuko, the secretary from Japan, and Shu-li from Australia. Before coming to my current job, I didn't know too much about environmental epidemiology because I was doing chronic disease epidemiology. I was so happy that when I jumped in, people were quite welcoming me to participate. And the ISEE meeting is great because many people there deal with very difficult situations. And like air pollution is one of the most difficult topic, but people are brave and just do it. So I learned a lot there, and each year I present my stuff, and I love comments. I like many challenges, and I also challenge others freely. And I love debate. I can do that in the meeting and with great fun. And I also enjoy a lot to have a drink in the pub with my colleagues and collaborators. That's fantastic. Many things I could not do so much in my offices. The international collaborations are quite often. Yeah, I think that's great.